victory!
Okay.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Monday Night Tribes. How are we all doing out there? With me tonight is Symtex, and Symtex, for those of the people that are watching that don't know you, why don't you give yourself a little introduction here?
Hello everyone, my name is Symtex. I've been pugging for almost a year now under what originally was the Reddit Pugs, and I've been playing for a couple teams now. And I recently quit and for a very short time, and then I came back, and here I am.
So some of you guys may remember Symtex from some of the earlier Dodge Palong productions. He was one of the cameras, and he actually named himself the worst camera NA, and then he actually wrote some articles for the NA Tribes as website as well, and they were actually pretty good articles. They summed up the matches very well, and they gave some good background to them. So he's done some good work, and he's offered to come in and cast with me tonight, since lots of people are very busy with games that are coming up. Obviously, we are in the playoffs. This is the first game that we'll be seeing tonight here, and with that being said, Symtex, you said you have been scrimming with Ego for a while now. Since you do have sort of the inside track there, what do you expect from them tonight?
Well, they've been experimenting with 5.0 similar to Vex. Oh god, I hope ZFC isn't watching the stream. But we'll just pretend that they're not for the sake of the
It won't change anything at this point. It really won't. I mean...
Yeah, true that. So on some maps they do that, but they could also do like a traditional 3D 4.0. They're actually very capable with that. I mean, with their defense, they actually have a lot of options between like Xanther for sniping, Chwin on defense. They also have a couple of stay-at-home options between Alchemy and one other person, but I think the other person has got ping problems right now, so I don't know if he'll be playing, but they do have quite a few options that they could be using. And they do have a lot of variants with the strategies. They're not with like one team like Vex where they're just always 5.0, 2D or what have you. Like they switch up their strategy mid-match and often.
Yeah, and it's very good. I mean, they've got a lot of variability. I know they have two very strong cappers, David Bowie and Qualm. They've got Xanther. They've got quite a few players who can really just do the whole gamut of things, which is really good. Just so you guys are aware, I am adminning this match as well as casting it, so I've got to deal with other stuff as well, which is kind of aggravating sometimes. Sorry about this. Yeah, we're fine there. But we are waiting on one more ZFC player to get in here, and then we will get things rolling. Just a matter of them getting their last guy going, but I'm not sure where he is at the moment. Let's see here. So while we're doing that, Symtex, what do you expect from these maps that we're going to be playing? We've got Dangerous Crossing, we've got Katabatic, and we've got Dry Dock. which maps do you think is going to favor who, and why?
Catabatic, I definitely want to put in favor of Ego. Drydock, I definitely want to say ZFC. Like, that's definitely been one of their maps, their staple maps for a very long time. They've always been very good at it. Ego's been struggling on it of late. They haven't been doing terribly well on it, so Drydock could be some problems. So I think whoever wins the first map could actually just take the set straight off of that alone. So I'm actually like very, very scared for the first map. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want Ego to win. I've been an Egocentric fan for a very long time, so I think whoever takes the first map will actually win like the whole series. I'm actually like very, very scared for the first map. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want Ego to win. I've been an Egocentric fan for a very long time, so I think whoever takes the first map will actually win like the whole series. I'm actually like very, very scared for the first map. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want Ego to win. I've been an Egocentric fan for a very long time, so I think whoever takes the first map will actually win like the whole series. Are you still there, buddy? I'm actually like very, very scared for the
still
first
here.
map. I'm not gonna lie.
I have to. I'm sitting here. I'm having to deal with these. Deal with the things being held up here, and I'm trying not to force the match to start because I don't want to give an uneven advantage to either team. But you know, there is a limit to how much of a leniency that I can give to the teams here, which is what I'm fighting with right now. And I don't want to screw over either team. But yeah, it's basically I'm gonna give them pretty much another 30 seconds, and then we are going to get things going here. But yeah, it's I hate doing this to people, but you know, sometimes it's just got to be done. So with that being said, I am going to force these teams to get on their sides, and we will get this thing rolling here.
I thought I read in chat that Kudos is going to be here soon, so
he is.
I really hope he shows up. He's like one of the best players who never practices.
Yeah, he is a very, very good player. Kudos is a very terrifying player with that brute pistol. He basically does not miss. But yeah, we can't keep people waiting for 15 minutes. That's just not something we can do. So I am going to deal with this here. And I apologize for the wait here, guys, but I have got to do what I got to do. Okay, so apparently Kudos is here, and we are getting started. Sorry for the dead air there, guys, but I'm going to bring you into game, and apparently they all hopped onto teams. Symtex, you're supposed to warn me about these things so that I don't look like a complete jackass in front of everyone.
I'll back you up next time.
Alright, so we are in game here. We are getting going. On Diamond Sword, we have got ZFZ, which is Kudos, Smokin' Kiwi, who is Esteban, Rhetorus, Chambers, Implosions, Demitsu, and Curious George. On Blood Eagle, we've got David Bowie, Shottingham, Xanther, Pliff, Qualm, Alchemy, and Schwinn. A lot of these players are very, very star players. They've got they can be considered the best in their position, whatever they're playing. Chambers, for instance, can be considered one of the best sentinels in the game, the best sniper. Implosions can be one of the best chasers. He is playing for Clout in these games, since he is because Clout is in Canada. So we will see him every match night, and we have got 10 seconds to go here, and then we are going to we're going to see what these teams can pull off, and here we go into the first map, which is Dangerous Crossing, and we are rolling here. So right off the bat, let's see who is hauling the most ass here. It's apparently Schwinn, who is going to be playing some midfield here, and he's going to be trying to engage anyone who comes through here. But we do see Smokin' Ninja, who is Esteban, off in the distance, and he's moving really fast too, and he is warping a little bit here, which is not the greatest thing, but hopefully that'll let up and it won't affect the gameplay too much. So what do you see, Symtex? What do you see coming in?
Well, I'm looking at Esteban right now. Looks like he's about 7 seconds out from right to left, but I don't see too much clear. Xanther definitely spots him. We see Alchemy on the stand as well. See if he gets out. He gets knocked, and actually Alchemy misses. It looks like he got knocked out of the way. Schwind's on the chase, but Esteban's only at 170 life. He does not have that much to work with. He's going to run into Dimitsu here, a teammate of his. He's going to have to keep it. We're going to see who's going to be able to make the E. Bowie's about 10 seconds out on a route. I don't think he's definitely not going to make him. Only a snipe will be able to stop this play, but nope. He warps through and gets the cap. We'll see if David Bowie's spotted.
Yeah, and sure enough, you know, that warping is really having quite the effect on the ability to stop him, and sure enough, they are saying that he needs to sub, and I cannot say I disagree with that. That is a little too much right there, so they are getting a sub, they are putting him in, and they will be dealing with that, because yeah, that is a little bit ridiculous, to say the freaking least. But looking at Chambers here on the ZFC side, he and Implosions play a pretty mean team, and they just mangle anyone who comes in, and he is, I'm not sure if he's spotted Bo yet, or if anyone has for that matter, and he is inbound. He's about 5 seconds out here, and this thing is pretty well protected. Implosions is right there watching for him. Shottingham's on the other side, trying to do some clear, but he gets chained out before he ever even hits the stand, and that is not going to happen. Smoking Ninja still has not been subbed out, and he is not capping right now, so that is okay. That's not a problem. But yeah, Symtex, what do you think that is going to happen after they sub someone out? I don't know who they're going to get. Actually, my guess would be Amor, since he has played for them in the past. How do you think that's going to affect the outcome of the game, since Esteban, their main capper, is going to be subbed out for someone else?
Amor, I really like Amor. I've been friends with him for a long time. Like, I'm actually watching Quam come in on left to right. I'm still going to talk about this, though. Like, Amor is definitely the most underrated player who just has not been on a team for a while. He hasn't been looking. We see Quam get out. I'll talk about Amor later. Quam is 800 life and looks... Like, Implosions is mid, he's still chasing, but it's going to be a hard shot. Like, he's going to land straight on the stand. Looking at Dimitsu from the left side of the base, and I don't think he's going to be able to get there in time. This is looking to be a cap unless he gets sniped out.
And nope, Dimitsu does manage to squeak through there, get the flag off the stand, but it's not going to matter. Xanther's right on top of this. He's going to get a return, and Curious George does try to get a cap or a stop on that, but he just happens to arrive a smidge too late, and it does look like ZFC is down to 6 guys, so I'm guessing their sub is coming in now, and we will see if it is Amor as we predicted here, and sure enough it is. It is Amor, so that is their 7th player. That will be their capper for the night. He did get some spotlight against, I can't remember which team earlier, but he did a good job for being someone who was kind of pitch-hitted for the last second there. But looking at Dimitsu here, he's coming after Qualm, who is one of their cappers, and he's just doing some harass. He gets nailed with a grenade, and he just gets sniped out by Xanther. So, you know, they're going after the capper right off the bat here, trying to prevent him from even getting a route coming in, but they do not allow him to do that. Looking over here on Xanther, though, Curious George is on, and Moore is inbound right now. Schwinn is there to try and make the stop. He does not get the stop, but Alchemy instead does. He just chains him right down. Doesn't even get close to the stand. So they're butting up the defense, and that first cap is we're going to chalk it up to lag and call that one good right there. On the other side, we do have Dimitsu out with this thing, and he is sniped out about 10 feet from the stand. He's got Kudos right there to help, but Schwinn's not going to let that thing move anywhere. So.
I'm seeing a cross cap coming in from Ego. Qualm on the right and Bowie on the left. It looks like Qualm's going to be going for the grab because Bowie still hasn't gotten his regen yet. We'll see how it turns out. Pliff is there for the clear. Redus is about half life. Qualm, both of them get blocked. Bowie, I think, actually hit the wall there, unfortunately for him. We actually have Amor out, only 70 life. Yeah, he gets sniped immediately. Xanther's a very good shot. He's not going to miss those.
Yeah, and there's just this swarm of red coming down on the flag here, and it's, an almost really nice pick by Implosions right there. It just barely squeaked over him, and he did not get the midair grab, but it was a good attempt, and there's still some more crash on this. Some more is trying to get it now, and he nails Qualm with an MA bolt, and Schottingham is now pretty low. This is looking like they could actually turn this into something if they get some crash here.
Wow.
And Amor is just, he cleans up the two guys who are guarding that thing. This is a little bit of a flub by the Ego guys right here. This is kind of bad, but Qualm is coming in right for this. Curious George is on it, and it bounces over his head. It's not gonna go, and he barely hangs onto it. There are just things coming in everywhere, and you know the Ego guys are crashing in. The flag does get conked out of his hands. Kudos is going for this, but he's not going to get it. Schottingham managed to get that thing back home, and that was nearly disastrous. I don't think the Ego guys will be leaving that one in the field like that again. What do you think, Symtex?
Oh, I certainly hope not, but one thing I love that ZFC is doing is that they're constantly having someone on the stand for regrabs. That's just hallmarks from this map. I would say definitely pioneered by Vex. I'm just loving that the fact that more teams are adopting, because just how strong llamas are.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a map where it's very, very easy to just get a llama out and just, you know, walk it literally down the hill and just, you know, go straight through mid. I mean, if you can get up that first hill through mid, you can punt it off and you're within your team's range, and you can get a nice grab and possibly even a cap. And that's exactly what Amor did there, which I'm still kind of marveled about as to how, you know, a ZFZ and Amor managed to come all the way across the map, die one at a time, and Amor managed to take out all of the defenders on that flag and keep it in play for that long. It was definitely a mistake to do that, but here comes Amor on the stand, and he is inbound, he is moving, but he gets stopped on the stand, and Alchemy just cleans him up all over the place, and that is the end of that push right there. On the other side, we got Redoras doing the hoffing as usual. He's got always a very, very nice aim, and Qualm is inbound. He is in Soldier, and he's out, and he's moving through midfield here. He's got 1,000 health, 220 speed. Amor is out on the other side, but he's in a little bit of a rough shape. There's a ton of ZFC guys over there just kind of clustering this home, and Xanther's taking pot shots at him, killing him one at a time, and Schwinn nails him with a mid-air bolt, and Qualm, now it's up to him. There's Kudos and Implosions just chasing the living crap out of him here, and he is in a little bit of trouble, but this is the hill where everyone respawns, and you can see the crash from ZFC coming over there, but all this red, the sea of red, and Amor wisely grabs the flag and just starts llamaing this out, punts it off, and he gets a really nice punt right there. It buys them a ton of time. It bounces really awkwardly, and Bowie right here is down to 104 health. This thing is coming right down to the wire, and Bowie goes down, and he is going to get the cap after that very, very close and very well executed cluster by both teams. So kind of the opposite of what I would have expected. This is more of a a cluster map, I would say, and it's something that I would say ZFZ is just better at overall. But Egocentric coming out with this very surprising, very solid cluster play. So what do you think's going to happen? You know, you gave Katabatic to Egocentric as well. Do you think we're going to see just two maps played tonight?
It's certainly like a very viable possibility. Like another thing we're seeing here is a very classic position where one team practices really hard and the other one doesn't, and people are still surprised at the results. Like I would not be surprised if Ego 2-0s this. I mean, Ego basically has been practicing almost every day, and I can't remember the last time ZFC played a scrim.
Yeah, and ZFC is not a team that's well known for practicing a lot, but Ego has had just a number of roster changes, and it feels like they've finally sorted through all of them. They were kind of in a limbo stage right there, but now they're now they're fighting off ZFZ here, who is acclaimed as one of the best teams in Tribes Ascend. But yeah, it's good to see that there's this much of an oppression. Maybe not an oppression. That was the wrong word to use right there. That was very much the wrong word to use. But opposition. I knew it started with O. I just could not. I could not get the right word out there. So I apologize to everyone out there in Tribes viewership land. But looking at Xanther here, he just nailed Kudos as he was coming in to do some harass, and he's just fending things off, and Schwinn is doing the same with Dimitsu. Dimitsu, a very terrifying player. On the other side, we have got we've got Qualm coming in, and he does get out with the flag, but he gets body blocked on the stand. He's got 210 health, he's heading through mid, and he is not doing real well. I expected a punt if he had not gotten sniped there, and Chambers is going for this, but Schottingham is just chaining him down. Hopefully there's some egocentric crash coming on this, but Implosions is right there to get the return and prevent that from actually going anywhere.
Now we're seeing more coming in on our right to left, and he's going to get out full. 900 life. I don't see any snipes coming out from Xanther yet. Xanther's in a good position to hit him, but he misses the first shot. It looks like he's home in about 10 seconds. I don't see much clear that's going to be able to happen. It looks like it's just going to be all down from the chase from Alchemy and Qualm, but it's a long ways off. Amor is still at 675 life, and that's a cap.
And that was a very clean cap. You do not get much cleaner than that right there. He came in blazing speed, 300 out, and he just went straight home without any issues whatsoever. So very nicely done by Amor, and it was unfortunate that Xanther couldn't get the snipes off right there, because they really needed him right on that one.
And one thing interesting to note is that Amor is actually only running this one route. I don't know if he knows more, but Ego should definitely be able to adjust to this. I mean, even just like doing exactly what they are right now, Xanther being on the right hill. Like, if he's there, he should be able to shut down Amor, no problem. As long as he can stay left to Curious George, who is actually dueling him out right now. Looks like Schottingham is defending him, but he's back in Viz. I'll see if he can do it.
And if you look over there, there's Kudos coming as well, lobbing some mortars at him. And, so he's got a lot of harass on him. They know that they need to take him down to get out. And sure enough, that's what they're doing. Amor is just running that one route again. And here he comes. He's hauling. He's going 300. And he's about 5 seconds out from the stand. And there's mortars being lobbed in. Alchemy is off the stand. He's not in the way right now, but here comes Amor, and he gets nailed with a hand disc, and that is the end of that right there. So nice shot by Alchemy to prevent that from going anywhere, despite the pressure that he was under from the mortars that were coming out.
And one thing interesting to note is that Qualm is not always running routes. Like, if you look at him, he's way, way behind, almost at the edge of the map, behind the Bloody Goat base, is that he sits there, like, for like 30 to 40 seconds just trying to throw off the timing, and I don't think enough teams experiment with this. Like, if you could screw up, like, especially with like someone like Chambers caliber, like you can't just run routes like as soon as they get back living again. Like, you need to spread them out. You need to like try and just like screw with his timing essentially. And I like that they're doing that.
Right, that's something we see is, we see a lot of cowboy caps get out from just solo cappers who come in at the most unexpected times, and, it works out sometimes, not all the time, but here comes David Bowie. He gets sniped once.
He's clearing for Qualm.
Yep, and Qualm is coming in, and Qualm is out. He gets hit once on the stand. He's got 670 health, 250 speed. He is going through mid. Right now, this is up to the 51, or sorry, not the 5150, the ZFC guys, and there is blue all over the place. Amor misses the flag, and this thing's going to go right into Kudo. Nope, Curious George's hand, and that just goes home nice and easy. That was a very inopportune place for that to drop, but it did work out for the ZFC guys very nicely.
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate case. The flag just dropped next to right 3 as ZFC players. Like, I don't think there was too much Ego could have done about that. ZFC was just properly positioned to be able to take that flag back.
Yep, and that's really what it breaks down to is, they were there clearing and they saw an opportunity, and they just went for it, and that worked out very well in their favor.
So we see Amor doing the same route again. I swear, if Ego just put like a Pathfinder over there or just like camp Xanther far right, they would, like, I know llamas are strong and that there's something to consider, but you would be shutting down Amor like almost every single route, especially because that route only comes in with.
But Alchemy is being taken down by Dimitsu here, so Schwinn is the only one left.
Did go down.
And
he
did. He actually suicided out, yeah, so it doesn't matter. But on the other side, we have Qualm out yet again with that same route, and that's the thing is, literally these cappers, the ones that are getting out, are running the same routes every single time. And Qualm does die, but Xanther snipes out of Amor as he was trying to go for that, and Implosion just splatters all over the place, and this flag just keeps bouncing all over the place. Schwinn finally picks it up. He's got a handle on this thing. There are mortars coming in, there's crash coming in, but they are just trying to hold off this this crash, and Chambers from across the map just gets a snipe, and Amor just runs in there and just nails that return in between like 4 or 5 egocentric guys. That should not have happened right there.
Yeah, that's just a classic mistake of just everybody looking at the flag. You gotta have everyone looking in every direction and specify one person going to the flag. You need someone looking mid, left, and right. You can't just have everyone focus on the flag, because then, especially when they come in with those speeds, like you can't spot more if you're just looking at the flag.
And that's exactly what happened right there. Is they were just I don't know what they were focused on exactly, but there was some guys coming in, and Amor just kind of came in, and Chambers with the assist just snipes him from across the map, gets the return, and it's just like, wow.
I'm also looking at Amor and David Bowie. I think they're gonna cross each other. Yeah, they definitely are. They're definitely a good spot. We'll see if they can actually get. They might actually. No, they're not gonna body block. They actually didn't even take shots at each other, interestingly enough. But Amor's gonna be coming in about 5 seconds. Bowie's about 15 now. So look at Amor first. There's a lot of clear coming up for Dimitsu and Curious George and Kudos. They're all up, but Alchemy's still on the stand and actually is not able to get the block. Amor is out clean, 900. The first snipe does miss. Bowie's going to be coming in soon. Actually, Qualm gets the flag. He's out on the other side. Amor's at 500. It looks like he's going to be home clean. I'm actually looking at Qualm now. Implosions is right on him. He gets taken out by Chambers. What a snipe. Implosions should be able to get that return. So now it's going to be on Ego to make a play.
Yeah, nothing does go home nice and easy. They pass it off on the other side, and I do not see enough red coming over. This is going to be cap number 3 right here for ZFC, and they have finally taken the lead in this game. Despite the fact that the first cap that was the Esteban lag cap, as we're going to deem it for this game, but that did get subbed out very, very quickly, and Implosion is going to be able to get this little pop and drop that came out very easily. But look at that thing just bounce; it just never stops bouncing.
Yeah, the infamous flag. I'm actually looking at Curious George. He's actually hiding still. He didn't K out earlier from the last play. It looks like he's going to time killing Xanther. He's actually dis-sniping him right now. He gets a good shot, but I don't think he's going to be able to follow it up. He's not in position to actually hit Xanther. But I like the fact that they're pressuring snipers, like, even at moments when the capper's not coming in.
Yeah, well, it keeps them off guard. It makes it so that you don't know when they're actually coming in. And looking at a nice overview of the map here, David Bowie and Qualm are timed about 5 or 10 seconds apart, and Bowie gets out with this. I think I would have probably opted to stop and let Qualm grab that one, because that was he was really in rough shape when he came in. But Shottingham is here to get this grab, and he's just going to keep this moving through midfield. But doesn't matter. Curious George, Implosions, they're all just on top of this. But Cliff takes out Implosions, takes out Curious George, and he grabs it in front of Dimitsu to keep this alive. Right now, Cliff is MVP of this situation. He's got some support, but this thing goes down, and Dimitsu may get this. He's getting bolted left and right, but he gets hit. He gets one disc off, and this thing's going to Chambers, and he does get the midair return. A very nice play by both teams right there. Very, very well done by both teams. I'm very impressed with that. It was tense for both teams, and it could not have gotten much closer than that right there.
Yeah, that was definitely an MVP moment for Cliff right there. He healed it off against so many players for so long. Even though it seemed like kind of a late crash from ZFC, they were still able to eventually get there and get the return.
Yeah, I mean, that was right there. That was primarily due to Chambers just getting those really brutal snipes that have put down a couple of caps this game already. That's the second one that Chambers has effectively single-handedly saved. But here comes Moore on the stand, and he gets out completely clean again with the same route that we've been talking about. Incredible speed, full health, hasn't even gotten sniped once. Shrin is on chase. He's actually caught up to him, and he is right below him, so he's gonna have to chain him out here. But there is red all over that stand, and that thing is not gonna get capped anytime soon. Right now, the pressure is on on ZFC, on the blue team. There is mortar, there is chain, there is just everything coming in, and this is a little terrifying. The flag does go down. Rhetorus, Kudos, they're all on it, and Alchemy gets the return. But on the other side, the flag did go down as well. Xanther's on this, but it does look like Implosions is right on it as well. Xanther picks it up, and it instantly gets conked out of his hands, and Implosions is still here, so he's still a threat, and they need to clean him up pretty quick here, because on the other side, Curious George has got out with the flag, and he has got it moving. But right here, this thing looks like it might go home. It does. Amor gets the return. And here comes Curious George towards the flag. He is getting chained out as well, but there's more red all over the flag, and Bowie with the return. Very nicely done.
One thing I'm noticing is that when the flags get out like that, there's actually no stay-at-homes, like almost ever. So we're actually seeing a ton of regrabs happen almost every single play. Like whenever a flag gets returned, there's almost like an immediate regrab. There's teams. I know it's like leaving the meta. Like people are just not a fan of stay-at-homes anymore, and like we're starting to see the result of that.
Yeah, and I mean it's it's very detrimental because we've seen at least 3 or 4 caps go home that would have otherwise been caps that were primarily due to just not having someone there to get the flag to stay there, because a couple of these have just been llamas right off the stand that didn't really that weren't really dangerous. They weren't fast, but yeah. But looking over here, Xanther, oh wow, instantly taken out by Curious George. I mean, he had no time to react, and Amor, due to that little thing right there, has now got a nice window to get this thing home, and he is heading straight over. He is uncontested. There is no one to stop this. They are rushing in, but they are not going to get this. Mortar, oh, and a mortar gets him on the stand, and it bounces through. It's going still. It's bouncing around. And Pliff does pick this up, but he goes out the wrong side, and this thing is still live. The Ego guys can still get something out of this, but they got to get in there now, but they cannot. Very nice save with that mortar, but it was unfortunately just not enough to keep it from going to a 4th cap.
I know one thing I'm noticing is that with Ego running a double cap all the time, Chambers is basically under no pressure. Like he just got Relentless, which is the 15 kill streak, and I don't know. I think it's. I'm actually. I'm seeing Xanther camp far right finally. Hopefully he'll actually be able to take out him more. But I don't know. I'd like to see Ego at least try maybe even like a 3 clear, like because right now they're just getting shut down by Chambers.
Right. Yeah. I mean it's very brutal, and looking over here, Implosions is actually swayed off to offense, and it looks like Xanther has spotted him more, but he is missing him. He did not catch his regen. He got 1 snipe on him here, so he's down to 478, but he's coming in, and that stand is not clear. There is something fat on it, and he gets splattered all over it.
I'm glad Ego finally was able to make a stop there. It had been a little while, but I mean, Xanther, they finally smartened up. They got someone camping that route. I mean, as long as Xanther knows how it sets up, and Xanther's not being pressured, that pretty much shuts down the entire ZXC push.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing to it is that we have only got a little over 3 minutes left, so right now, Egocentric are the ones that have an immense amount of pressure on them, and they have got to get things moving, or else this first map will go to ZFC. And I was just watching Pliff right there, and he just kind of stops dead in his tracks, looks at Rhetorist, pulls the trigger once, and then goes, gotcha.
So I'm looking at him more right now. He decides to go off to the right instead of the left this time, and it's really funny because I don't think he actually knows a route. He did a couple of nitrons, and now he's just gonna slide in.
Well,
but,
and
you do what you got to do.
And that's the thing is, it didn't work out. But if someone's camping your route, go somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you don't like on this map, you don't need to do a route to get out. Like even if it's just sliding down the hill, you're gonna get at least 150 speed. Like, your speed's not going to be the problem, even if you have to just make something up.
Exactly. Well, what it breaks down to really is, can your team keep it there? Can your team help you out when you're on your way home? And, both these teams have shown very successfully that they can do just that. And here comes Qualm, hopefully with another grab. Yep, there he goes. He gets out with it. And on the other side, Curious George does grab it. I believe that's just an Inflama. Qualm is heading out here. He has got Implosions right on his tail. And crap, I missed Implosions. Where did he go? Okay, so yeah, he's still got Implosions on his tail. He's just throwing everything at him. Kudos is here to try and chain down Qualm as well. Flag gets returned. This is cap number 3 that's coming in right now, and it looks like they are going to be able to get this, and all they need now is one more cap to tie this up, and right now that lag cap is looking really bad. Like, really, really bad. And I have a feeling I'm going to be executed after this match. That's what I'm feeling. I have this sudden feeling of terror.
We'll just have to hire some Secret Service for you.
That would be beneficial because, yeah, I really don't want the map to go to a lag cap. That would suck. That would really, really suck.
I'm actually seeing Bowie and Amor across each other, but as far as they're not actually taking shots at each other. I mean, they're like right in front of each other, but we're seeing Amor come in. He's about 5 seconds out. Full life coming in. Alchemy's there. Can he make the stop? George is right on him, but no. Looks like Alchemy got a nice blue plate on him.
On the other side, we do have Bowie coming in. He gets sniped once, and Qualm is coming from the exact opposite direction. Amor has spotted him. Qualm's got some chain on him. Grenades thrown, and Rhetorist just stops him dead in his tracks. Right now, Egocentric needs to be pushing everything they've got downfield. They have to get this flag contested. They have to get it moving.
Yeah, absolutely. 6 or 7-0, definitely at this point. 35 seconds left, and they're being pretty slow to react, to be honest. Like, all right, now they're finally getting going, but they're not really grouped. They're a little spread out. This is not how you start it. It looks like, yeah, ZFC's definitely be doing like maybe 6 deep. They wouldn't be surprised if they said one person to get the enemy flag, just in case it does get out. But Cliff eats a mortar right there. An excellent shot.
Right now, I mean, it's something where the Ego guys are really sparse on the side of the field. Bowie's going in, throwing some grenades. They don't need to be throwing grenades. They need to be grabbing this flag. Bowie does get it. It's 5 seconds to go. They need to get someone in here now, and they're putting this in an inopportune position. All they got to do now is return this, and that is the end of the map right there. And it's unfortunate that that went to the lag cap again. I'm kicking myself right now. I feel a little bad about that.
It happens. Like, welcome to online gaming. Like, lag, it's gonna happen. You just gotta deal with it. And sure, some people lag more than others, but you just gotta learn to deal with it.
Yeah, but you know, at least they did sub out Esteban immediately when that cap happened, because they were just like, this is ridiculous. So they, at least ZFC was just like, okay, we'll get someone else in here, and they immediately switched him off capping. So
I think Bowie's actually gonna try and contest this,
which would not surprise me one bit.
Yeah, I don't know if you're looking at the chat right now. I don't know if you want to take a minute and address this.
Let's see here. Well, we'll have to submit it to Jim. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to hand this one off to Jim, because I can't make the final call on this one. But yeah, I'm gonna bring it back to game here, and we will get going on map 2. Whoops. Thank you, Bowie. And yes, this is best 2 out of 3. The if ZFC were to win the next map, technically they would win, albeit the contention. Sorry, guys. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't come down to that. Regardless, I think Jim will have to take a look at this, and we will have to decide on what is going to happen there. But yeah, like I said, it's unfortunate that it came down to that. It was looking like it wasn't going to matter, and there weren't going to be any problem. But yeah. Symtex, what's your take on all this?
Do you mean on Kata, or do you mean on the
lag cap? The lag cap, yeah. Like you said, you know, it's lag. It happens, but you know.
Well, I mean, was he warping on the whole? Was he like in and out, like warping the entire time? Because I only saw the big, massive warp right before you capped, and I didn't actually see a snipe attempt even go. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
He was warping. And yeah, that does have an effect on it. But like I said, it's something that this is gonna be a Jim decision, and you know, I really can't. I can't overrule it. I can't say replay the map, because, well, even if I did, one team would contest it, the other team would not, and you know, it's just something where I'm not going to get anywhere with it. So we'll have to leave it up to Jim afterwards.
If Jim really decides that he wants to do something with the I think he'll just do like a first to one cap sudden deathmatch style thing. Like,
that would be my guess right there. Is
because like then it would have been just tied if that cap didn't happen. So
right, and that would be my guess. Is, you know, that's probably the way to do it, is just, you know, have it to the first to one. And I will actually let Bowie know that I will submit it to Jim. I will go through the proper channels on this. So one sec, guys. I can't show you everything just because I don't want to. I want to maintain a little bit of privacy. So we may have a longer cast than planned tonight. What I'm gonna do here is probably just have all the teams play all 3 maps just to be on the safe side. That way we can, we can kind of rule out some of this. So let me do one more thing here. Take it away, Symtex.
Well, I'm just going to talk about the map then. Katabatic is very, very different than Dangerous Crossing. It's probably the most different out of any maps. Like, Dangerous Crossing, the clusters are very, very effective because you can get very easy speed with them, but on this map, it's almost impossible. This is the hardest map to cluster on, so we're going to see cappers are going to be the most dominant force, and you have to favor Ego in that because they always run double caps, and snipers are much less dominant on this map because the cappers are harder to see, they're a lot faster, the exit routes are much harder to snipe, so I'd definitely give the advantage to Ego on this map. Because I know ZFC is pretty stubborn. They don't ever like to do double cap. They'll always do single cap. They always do their 3 clear. They're very effective at it, but I definitely give the advantage to Ego on this one, simply based on the strategy.
Yeah, and we will see, how well they do. Hopefully they're not demoralized by that last game. That was not the nicest way to have it start off. And I've spoken to Curious George about playing all 3 maps, and hopefully the response that he gave me will not be the one that is the end-all be-all, but if it is, I'll just have to leave to Jim after that, and it'll happen what happens. And right off the bat, Qualm here with a really quick grab, but he gets chained out by Rhetorus and then splatters on the hill, so that did not go anywhere right there.
I've actually seen something that's very, very popular in Kata, specifically having a sniper watch far left camp and an LD watch far right. And we saw Implosions actually stop, but he's reaching. He couldn't get the kill, but to be fair, he was a soldier. He had a lot of life. There's actually still chain fire going on him. Unfortunately, he's not able to get the hit, and this is actually an incredibly weird route. I thought he was actually going to land on the sensor building, but... Oh no, Bowie's actually going for a field grab, but I don't think he's actually going to be able to get it. The Chambers no more right on it. Yeah, they're going to turn after he commits.
Yeah, but he just suicides out. There's no point in going for that. Implosions or Chambers wouldn't let something like that go out very easily. But yeah, looking over here, Amor is coming in on the Egocentric stand. He's about 5 seconds out, and there is no clear over there. He is just trying to cowboy this thing out, and amazingly, he sneaked right through, and he's got 190 health. One snipe will take him out, and he punts it off. He does miss the punt. Schwinn is on the return here. Moore may field pick this again, but I don't think he's going to get anywhere from Schwinn. He's going to be able to get this return nice and easy, and that is going home right there.
One thing interesting to note about that is that Amor actually came in at 23:30 on the clock for the first cap attempt, and he wasn't sniped out or anything. Generally, cappers come in for like around 24:20 on the game clock. Like, generally that never happens. Like, I'm curious to see like why they wanted to delay the route so long. Maybe it's the fact to get their offense more position.
It's possible, and I'm watching Amor right now, to see him come in, and again, it may just break down to that, he doesn't know the routes as well as a normal capper, someone who's been doing it for God only knows how long would be. That may be what it breaks down to, but we shall see as the map progresses here. But looking at the ZFC offense here, Implosions is camping way out there, as you said. Dimitsu's coming in, Kudos is coming in. There is just chain everywhere. Amor comes in, he gets out. And he kiwis it. It's always good to get at least one kiwi right there.
But there's still I thought there was still a decent amount of offense there, but it looks like it's just Dimitsu. Curious George is actually going to Xanther, so it's just going to be Dimitsu here. I don't see anyone else coming down mid, so this play should be stopped. Well, Moore's coming down mid, but he won't be able to make a play on that.
No, there's just too much red on this for him to get that time, and that is the end of that right there. I have not seen a successful grab for the Egocentric guys at all. So the camping that Implosions and Chambers are doing is working very well, and just as I say that, there goes the flag in an attempt. Vertical just tosses it off, and I don't see anyone else coming for this thing. Rhetorus is actually going out to get this and get the return, which is not something you see a Hoff do very often. They don't usually leave the stand this far out, but yeah, I mean, it's in a fairly decent position, and I do not see David Bowie, I do not see Qualm. Qualm is actually back at the base right now. Looks like they were doing a little bit of a powwow right there, trying to figure out what they were going to do. and they have started, and it looks like they're going to be doing some cross routes, so we'll be seeing them in about 30 seconds thereabout.
Dimitsu's actually coming in right now. They actually did double cap there. He's a little bit slow on his route, but that's not the point. He's out with 240 speed, 910 life, 700 now. Xanther's in a good position to snipe him, though. Vertical's also on a route to it. He'll definitely be able to beat him, but 235, I mean, unless Implosions can meet him, I don't see how this is going to work. Schwinn's on the chase. He's still decently in a snipeable position, but
it looks like
out there.
David Bowie actually kind of averted his route to ensure that was not going home, and that was a good call right there. And they've still got Qualm coming in, who is like 2 seconds out right now, and he gets out with it very clean, very quick. He's going right over the hill. A calling from Implosions missed, and he is heading home. This is the only person to contest this is really Curious George, and right now I'm getting this flashback from when Kigabit got hit by Schwinn with that inventory station.
Man.
And I don't know why, but it just looks so very familiar. But looks like there was an attempted grab, and Dimitsu is trying to stop him, but Qualm is going to get the first cap of the game here. And there we go, 5 minutes in, and they do finally get the first cap. There is one on the board, and only one. So both these teams have locked down their defense. They've locked down anything they can to prevent caps from going out. And
Amor's actually coming out on the back right now. Xanther's hit spot him. Oh, he gets sniped out.
And he just mangles him right there. And Kudos is there to do some distract, but just not enough. But he does manage to chain out Alchemy. I guess small victory there, but pretty frightening to think that he could just kill the Hoff off that easily.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But looking out at the big landscape here, I don't see. Okay, there's Qualm, and Bowie is coming in the back, and they're timed pretty well. They're doing. Ooh, wow, squish. And Qualm looks like he actually got killed by Implosions, so that run is shut down, and Cliff is the only one left over here, and they're going to clean that up nicely.
I'm still looking at more. I don't know what happened to him. It looks like he had to reset his route. He's actually in Soldier now. This is the first time we've seen him switch to Soldier capping all game. It looks like he's going to go into Vertical. And then if Vertical's doing a route, that must mean Ego is doing triple capping, interestingly enough. I know capping's strong on this map. I don't know if it's that strong. We'll see if they can change each other out here. No, they opt not to shoot each other.
Well, and we did actually see, Vex pull out the 5 capper strat against Egocentric, so maybe they're trying to mimic something like that and see if it works out, because yeah, there is Vertical's coming in really high on this Ibn route, and he does get out very nicely with it. He's still got 700 health, 600 health, and he's going through mid, but there is a ton of blue in front of him. I foresee a punch, and there it is, and it is going to get picked up by Qualm. Very, very nice pick right there. That was as pretty much as close as you could get. Implosions goes for it, misses it, but Bowie picks it up, and he is getting chained down. There's all this blue over here, and Moore is going to get that return. And all the while, looks like Dimitsu had grabbed this thing and kind of run down inside to just prevent that. And very nice grab, very nice return.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually surprised. Like, that was an excellent crash by ZFC. I didn't think they were going to be able to pull that off. I mean, it looked like Eagle was quite comfortable walking in that. They had like 5 or 6 people on that. Like, it looked like they were going to be just fine, but ZFC just persevered.
Yeah, they really held on to that, and despite the fact that thing was essentially home, but all their players, they kind of just rallied around it and just said, "Stop what you're doing, get over here now," and that's exactly what they did. And I'm locked onto Implosions right now, and he is chasing down Vertical, who is taking shots right here, so they know he's coming in. And Bowie is right behind him, and looks like Chambers has spotted him as well, started taking shots. Vertical's down to 40 health. He is about to die, and here it comes, Chambers with the... maybe? Nope, no, it's not. Oh, there it is.
But there's still 2 more cappers to worry about. Qualm's coming in. Actually, there might be just 1 capper to worry about, but looks like he's still going to get out. He's out 200 speed, 660 life. It's going to be a long return route, though. This is very, very chaseable by Implosions. Actually, I'd be surprised if he didn't get it. He's only like maybe 5 chain bolts away.
Oh, and he hits the rock. Yeah, he hit the little rib things, the rocks of death, and that really borked things there. And he is just sort of trapped here. And a nice punt to get that moving.
This play is not over. Vertical is in there as well. Implosions is 2 chains. Bowie. Bowie.
That was very close. That was very well timed by Qualm. We have seen him do a number of really close things where he would just hold on to the flag for just a few seconds, do this bizarre thing where he would just sort of rabbit it around and wait for his team to collect, and that's exactly what he did right there. Unfortunately, it did not pan out.
Interestingly enough, we're actually seeing Rhetorist play at a stay-at-home right now, so it looks like the strat is just Implosion's camp far right, Rhetorist on stand, and Implosion's also on base, though I would not be surprised if they sent him left at all, because that means every single capper will be accounted for, and when you're going against triple capper, that's the number one thing you need. You need spots. We're actually seeing David Bowie come in. He's Half-Life coming in. He shouldn't go for this flag. Yeah, he'll just try and bail, maybe get a shot on Chambers, but he's not. Pliff is going to be coming in a little bit late for the clear, but it won't be too late for Qualm and Vertical. Looks like Qualm actually got killed by Implosions, but Vertical should still be
died as well, so that push is done already. And I don't see him more. Nope, there he is. Here he comes on his soldier route. He gets out perfectly clean. 270 speed, 1400 health. He is hauling. This thing is going home. They are crashing up mid. They are trying to prevent this. And right now they have got to get that flag, and they know that very well. And here he comes onto the stand. Qualm's coming in, Vertical's coming in, and they are going to get that cap. They tie it up 1-1.
Oh man, I don't see how Ego could even made an attempt on that. With Demitsu, Rhetorist, and Chambers on base, no amount of squishy Pathfinder is going to get that flag off stand.
Exactly, and you know, they had Rhetorist there just chaining everyone down, Chambers sniping everyone down who was under half health, and we have seen Chambers shut down an entire offensive push in the past, and it is just terrifying.
Also, I love what Implosions is doing right now. He's actually next to Xanther at the sniper tower, and he just literally spots every single capper that's either leaving right or left. And I love that he's able to do it. He actually changed out Qualm. I don't know if he's able to get the spot on Vertical, though. Vertical's actually doing kind of that weird route that I believe just, like, ends on the tower, though I think he's actually just going to stop and go for a clear.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me, because Bowie is inbound. But he's going after Chambers. He's going to try and kill Chambers so that he can't do anything here and just clear the way for Bowie. But Rhetorist does see Bowie, and he is coming in, and he gets splattered all over Rhetorist, so that is not going anywhere. Curious George looks like he is on the Ego side. He is doing a little bit of harass. Bowie and Cliff and everyone have respawned. I did not see him more. There he is, and he gets stopped on the stand. He punts it off. That's not going anywhere.
Yeah, looks like the play is definitely going to reset. You see Implosions once again at this right spot, and that just means they can't run routes on that side. And if you know no routes are coming on that side, they must be coming in on the other side, and we'll definitely see Chambers position himself accordingly.
Exactly. And, you know, like you said, with Implosions way out there, just sort of, you know, watching everything. And there we go. He sees Vertical again, and he's got Curious George behind Vertical, so they've got him kind of sandwiched in, and they are making sure everything gets spotted. Even Kudos up on the hill here is probably getting some spots. He probably spotted David Bowie, and he's probably just gonna, I mean, they're just making sure that nothing slips through their net like that first one did with Qualm. But looking at Bowie here, he is about 3 or 4 seconds out, but he is not going fast. He's probably just going to come in here, throw some grenades, and I don't see the capper coming in from anywhere else. Do you see him, Symtex?
No, I don't. I think Bowie just messed up his route, unfortunately, so there wasn't else much to do with that play. But I do see a strike up by Cliff, interestingly enough. And a more coming in on a front route with Gen still up, but Alchemy is not able to get he was able to get a hit, but he wasn't able to get them all. He's at 400 life. Bowie's there. Bowie can actually make a play on him more, definitely. He looks like he's going to stop his route, and...
Oh, the Shrike gets nailed.
It almost got it. I think it's... Oh, no, he did get nailed. Alright, I thought it was that bug where he MA the Shrike and actually nothing happens, but it wasn't in this case. Yeah,
the Shrike did get nailed once, but it's not going down anytime soon.
Oh, and I actually don't think Qualm was spotted yet. This is one of the few routes from Ego that hasn't been spotted, interestingly enough. Qualm is going to be back in about 10 seconds. I'm going to go to the defense. I don't see Chambers looking at him yet. Qualm's not going to be spotted coming in.
Yeah, and sure enough, Chambers is not looking at him at all. He is coming in very clean. It's all up to the clear on the stand now, and Rhetorist is a little bit distracted, but there is enough block there to really shut that down, and it does not go anywhere. That was very well timed, but it was just a little too little, a little too late.
Yeah, ZFC is definitely doing the intuitive thing here. I mean, when you're going against triple cappers on the hardest map to spot on, you're gonna need spots, and it's exactly what they're doing. And they're getting back to the stand in time for the cappers to get there. Like, Ego needs to change up their strat. What they're gonna do is not going to work if they continue this.
And a nice stop by Alchemy yet again on Moore right there. This time he stopped him more on a soldier cap. He's been able to just blue plate him with those throwing discs time and time again, but Alchemy really on top of things, making sure nothing gets out, at least nothing easy getting out. And Qualm coming out with I am the greatest, and Qualm has the only cap for their team right now, so I will not argue with him.
I'm just gonna get a water, I'll be like 15 seconds.
Sure thing, man. So yeah, we have got David Bowie coming in on the far left, as well as Qualm. Looks like they're running ghosted routes here, so they're going to come in basically one right after another, and I'm sure Moore has spotted them, and they have spotted Moore as well. Qualm disc jumps, he heads in, Bowie's going to do the same, there he goes. They are coming in, and there is a ton of harass on that stand. Vertical is doing a great job, and looks like Qualm does not get it, but Bowie's coming in, he gets knocked off. Bowie is really low, he's got 500 health, Chambers puts one snipe in him, he's got literally 10 health, anything will kill him, and sure enough, he does get killed by anything. On the other side, Moore is out, he is heading through midfield, he tries to get a punt off, he kind of borks the punt a little bit, but Curious George comes in from the other direction. Nice little eastwards pass there, and tries to keep it going, but he just runs the wrong direction, and he just dies horrifically right there.
And it looks like Vertical is going to attempt. He was mid. I think he's just going to attempt to make what he was doing into a route, and this could work because it definitely it's not going to get spotted because no one's there to camp it. But we actually see a cluster coming out mid, and I just got minimized, so it's on you. Okay,
so yeah, Demitsu and Curious George and Kudos, but David Bowie swoops in for the return, making sure that that thing does not go anywhere, and they shut that down, even though I did miss the initial grab from it. But looking at Chambers' view right here, he is trying to spot any of the cappers, and he cannot make anything happen. He's not seeing anything, and Implosion's probably watching the other direction, and I do not see anyone coming in as well. It looks like David Bowie is just starting his route. Looks like he is heading out right now, so there will be caps coming in a short while. Demitsu's heading out as well. There's this big battle, and Kudos just nails Pliff with a Devastator Spin Fuser right in the face, and Curious George is just going to come over and clean him up and say thank you for the point.
Well, I like this. They're switching Vertical back to offense. They definitely need more clear. The triple cap is obviously not working. There's too many spots. We're seeing Qualm come in.
Kiwis. Oh no! Oh. There was a rock, and he was trying to do that tower route, and he just came through, and he just ran into a rock, and it did not go anywhere. And so now he's just kind of hovering around, shooting discs and Chambers. As soon as he sees him, he just pops one right in him and says, "Nope, you're not going to harass anymore." But seeing Bowie here coming in, he is really high. He is touching the sky right here, quite literally, and he is coming down for this Ibn route, and he is coming in to a basically clear flag stand, and he whiffs it. Oh no!
Yeah, but he wasn't gonna get out anyways. Like, he only had 100 life leaving. Like, Chambers was still up. Like, the Implosions was still there. Like, even if he got the flag, he wasn't gonna get anywhere.
You never know, man. You never know. Things can always happen in this game that we never expect. I will cite the inventory station kill by Schwinn as perfect proof.
But I'm looking at Implosions right now. He might actually spot Bowie leaving on his right. He's right next to Santa at the tower. He's actually shooting Qualm. Wow, that's gonna be the most annoying thing in the world. Like, I don't think Qualm has to reset, but like a couple more chain bullets and he would have.
Yep, literally 2 more bullets, and that would have taken him out. And Implosions being the most annoying force on the field right now by such an amazing margin that I'm sure Qualm was just going, God damn it, why is Implosions all the way over here?
Now, if you could look at the back of the Diamond Sword base, I've never seen this before. Vertical is actually coming in from behind with the Brute. Generally, you sometimes see that with Soldier, but never with the Heavy. I don't think they're going to see him coming in. Qualm needs to drop the flag immediately because Bowie's going to be coming in soon.
Yep, he's coming in really, really high, and Kimitsu's trying to press this, and Bowie just barely, he should have gone for the stand, he would have got that, and that would have been the cleanest route ever. But on the other side, we do have a Moore out, and he is already through halfway. He's down to 677 health. He's got Schwinn on him, he's got Alchemy on him, but he's got so much protecting him here. A flag does get grabbed and tossed on the other side. This thing gets returned, and Moore is going for it. He gets hit with a conch right on the stand, and another one goes down, and another one goes down, and they might be able to get this, and oh man. They had so many kills on the stand right there, but they did prevent it from going to a cap, and Vertical is just sort of rabbiting this thing around in Brute, trying to keep it alive.
Yeah,
and
he's got so much HP, though. Like, he's going to be able to last for quite some time. That's going to give Ego the time that they need to be able to crash. And I'm looking at the crash right now. We got Bowie, Xanther O-sniping, and Pliff getting the stand right now. The Nitron is out, but there's no one to get the pickup, and I think Implosions is able to pick up that Brute back there, so they're going to time this return for sure. Pliff is there, Xanther's there, but unless the Lucky Motor hits, I don't see it. Oh.
Nope. But despite that, that was an incredibly close crash by Egocentric. They just could not get the last little bit that they needed. They just died at the last second, and it was an incredibly nice crash and very well handled by the ZFZ guys.
And once again, I'm seeing implosions. It looks like this is just the start of every defensive play for ZFC. These just send implosions far right and just at least spot, if not kill, any cappers. And he's gonna see Bowie. Like, that's just such a powerful tool to be able to just spot cappers, especially on Katabatic, where like that's the biggest strength is the difficulty of the routes to spot and to kill.
And sure enough, here goes implosions right after Bowie, and Bowie getting peppered already. And Bowie just says enough of that, and he shoots him right as he goes past. And Moore takes a shot at him as well, and Chambers does land one, so they are a little sick of it, I would say. But looking at the ZFC stand here, there is just fractals everywhere, red and green coming out everywhere. Bowie is coming in, he is way high up there with 22 health. He is coming down, and he is not going to get his regen in time, so he just aborts, and there are no other cappers, but Moore is heading out on the other side. He doesn't have a ton of speed, but he's getting chased by Schwinn. Schwinn putting some good shots on him. He's coming in, but it looks like Qualm may beat him, and Schwinn does get the kill, but the thing just drops, but Alchemy is here to get the return. The Hoff comes off the stand to get that, and that is going home. But looking over here, Qualm does finally get out with this thing. He is heading through mid. He has got a ton of cover. He has got nobody contesting him. Implosions is on the chase, and he has just got to hop one more time, and he is on the stand. He is going to get this cap, and there it is, the 2-2 cap tying things up. And I
still want to give some, sorry for cutting you off, but I still want to give major props to Chwin there. That was the play that got them back into this game. If Chwin would have missed that bolt, it was potentially going to be 3-1 instead of now it's 2-2. So like, a major props to Chwin. That was a game changer. That may have well been the most important play in the entire game.
And I will not disagree with you on that. That was incredibly close. I honestly did not think that he was going to get that return. It was literally that close to being a cap for ZFC, and that 3-1 cap may well have spelled doom, just because they would have been, we've only got a little less than 5 minutes left here. They have to get another cap to take this map and move on to the third one.
I'm actually looking at more. He's going to be coming back in about 15 seconds, and there's actually a pretty decent amount of clear. Curious George is there, Demitsu is there. But it looks like all of Ego is going to be up, so as long as Amor is spotted, they should be able to stop him.
And it does look like he has been spotted. He is throwing some grenades, and he gets body blocked. That was like the best ricochet I have seen in a while. He actually hit one player, and then he hit the pole as well, so double Kiwi, we'll call that. But David Bowie is coming in. He is got some decent speed. But yeah, he just averts, throws some grenades, does a little distract. Here comes Qualm again with that same route. He is going. He is pretty much gone. He takes a disc jump. Maybe not the smartest choice given the situation, but he gets killed out here, and Vertical's going to go for this grab, and he does catch it nicely. But it does look like there's going to be some crash coming at midfield, maybe not. And there's Curious George trying to go for it on an inch grab, and Vertical does put him up 3-2. They take the lead. So with just a few minutes left, looks like Egocentric has found their groove, and they are starting to take the lead on this, and we may be seeing a map 3 a lot sooner than expected here. But looking at this, Moore is about to cross Qualm, and it looks like Qualm has switched to Pathfinder. He has been spotted at least, and he is coming into a completely full stand. There is just red everywhere, and it looks like Egocentric is now destacking. Correct me if I'm wrong there.
They're at least D'ing up for the moment. I mean, they might be just D'ing up just to have the gens up. I know whenever they repair the gens, they actually go into full destack mode, simply to make sure like nothing bad ever happens. But I definitely agree with going into a destack here. At least running the strike on D and still running your multiple cappers makes a lot of sense right now.
Right. Well, we do see Bowie and Vertical heading out at the same time here. They are ghosting routes, one in Soldier, one in Pathfinder, so we will be seeing them hitting the other stand in about 40 seconds, so about at the 2-minute mark right there. And I hope to be seeing some good crash coming in from the Egocentric guys here pretty quick. And there's the Shrike coming in for a little bit of harass preemptively to just kind of get things moving. And I don't see anything else. And it actually kind of looks to me like they have...
Ooh, a Shrike grab going out mid.
And there we go, yeah, he's got 200 speed. Schwinn is coming in. He's got some decent speed, but he is not going any faster.
Look at the cappers of Ego. They're coming in high. I think Vertical's going to beat him. It's going to be so close. Oh,
and here it comes, and nope, they do not manage to get it in time. But here comes Bowie, and he does get out, but he is going slow now. He is in rough shape, and he gets killed right next to the stand. It looks like the Shrike has actually been blown up, and Curious George is in another one. And Chambers just got the marksman. That means he has gotten 10 snipes while he is still alive. And on the other side, Implosion gets out with the flag. drops it, and it is sort of bouncing down the hill. Dimitsu's going for this. Shrike crashes on it, but Bowie does manage to get the return on this and keep it from going to yet another cap. So the little rush they had there, you know, that 3-2 cap that put Egocentric up has now been evened out yet again, and they are back to where they are about 10 minutes ago, and we've only got 1 minute left. So pretty much how this breaks down is the next cap will win the game.
Now, how does overtime work? I know it was 60 minutes before. Is it now 10 minutes?
It is 10 minutes, and if it goes for the full 10 minutes, then it is a best of 1. So,
oh, no.
Yes.
Bad things are happening right now. Amor's going to get out. None of the captors are going to beat him. I think if we look at the Ego captors, they're all doing the same route, but they're all behind Amor, so 3 of their players are not going to be able to go on this play. This spells doom for Egocentric.
And this is really bad because right now there's no one on the stand, and Amor is coming in. He is... Oh, he drops it to pass it off to Curious George. That may give the Egocentric guys the time they need to get over here and stop this, but right now I am not seeing enough red on this side of the field to prevent this from going to a cap right here, and there it is, the 4-3 cap, and that is disastrous.
There was just a strike out, but here's what Ego's going to do. They're going to bank on Qualm getting out on this back route that he's doing it, but everybody needs to be crashing. Like, oh, Ego, everybody needs to be there right now, and they're not. They need to be there. And Qualm still managed to get the flag off the stand, but he's not going far. He gets taken out immediately. Bowie and Schwinn are there, but that's...
Oh, and a nice snipe by Xanther. Very last second snipe, but they got to get this flag. They got to contest it. Don't go for the return. Go for the contest, and it's not going to matter.
A very valiant effort by Ego. I'm very interested to hear what's going to happen. Like, I know they're going to definitely push Jim for the rule just to see if they can keep it alive, but
and hopefully
still by both teams. They're good games.
I'm going to try to convince the guys to play map 3, and hopefully that'll do it. But
yeah,
I'm not sure.
Gonna say yes.
And they're saying they want to play for fun, but
play for real.
Yeah, they would have to play for real. This would have to be something where it would be yeah, because I mean it may be something where these teams may have to replay map 1. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we'll see what they decide.
I'm actually going to go to the bathroom. I'm just going to be like 40 seconds. I'll be back, Helemar.
Okay. So yeah, I will actually bring you guys into game. You guys can read the chat here. So for those of you that have not been brought up to speed, on map 1, the first cap that went out was to Esteban, who was warping. And map 1 was Dangerous Crossing, and it went 4-3 in favor of ZFC. So as a result, the first map is being contested by the Egocentric guys, and rightfully so, because he was lagging, but they did drop him on as soon as they said get him out, and it's something where this is a little too close for me to call this, since I am not a admin of the of NA Tribes. I cannot make this call because there is money on the line, and that can come back to me. So it is up to Jim. It is up to the higher-ups to make the call on this one, and yeah. So hopefully these guys will play map 3, and we will, if the Ego guys manage to... If the Ego guys manage to pull it off, I don't know what will happen with the first map, if it'll get replayed, if there will be a best of 1 or what exactly. So we will see what happens. So yeah, we have got about 90 seconds to go, and Intronox, or sorry, not Intronox, I'm so sorry about that. Symtex is right now in the bathroom, and I only see 6 on each team. Looks like they are doing some subs. But looks like we will be seeing a map 3 just out of precaution here, and you know, if the ZFC guys take map 3, then there's nothing to contest. They would have won 2 out of 3 no matter what. So, this is...
I have returned.
You have returned, okay. And in chat, Duck Ranger says, secret ego comms, David Bowie. Not parentheses, colon. Probably shouldn't say colon on there. We will take the win.
It's always ugly with situations like this.
It really is.
I hope it can be resolved in the most reasonable way.
Yeah, it would be nice if it was. But I am trying to mediate this as best as I can, and I'm sorry, Give Me Soup. What was I supposed to sing? I'm confused. Did you catch what I was supposed to sing? Symtex?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, what?
Apparently I was supposed to sing something, but I'm
this one's beyond me.
okay, yeah, I'm not...
take your pick.
10 seconds until deployment.
We are the champions, my friends.
5.
How's that?
4.
Well, that actually wasn't too bad. You should team up with Xanther.
2.
Xanther's actually got a really nice singing voice.
So
Did I
anyhow,
think we're live with this?
we are live with this. ZFC has got all their players, Ego's got all their players, and we are doing a map 3 here. This is kind of like a tiebreaker. We will not know until things actually get settled, and yeah. Okay, so they want me to sing We Will Take the Win. We will take the win. There, how's that?
That was actually pretty solid, but in another news, I've actually known how Ego likes to play this. They actually like to do an O-stack on this map with 5-0, generally 2 cappers, and I like that a lot, specifically because they're playing against Chambers. On this map, Chambers, to be blunt, Chambers are just gonna shit on all the cappers. Like, it's so easy to spot pretty much everyone.
Over here, looks like Implosions has grabbed the flag. He has been switched over to capper for whatever reason, but, and oh wow, I'm glad I was locked onto him there. Schwinn was chasing, and it was a chaser-on-chaser battle, and Implosions just brutally murdered him.
Vertical's an inf on the stand.
And
Come on, Vertical.
Oh, but he's inside, and they know he's there. They're just protecting this, and they're going to get the first cap very, very easily, and it's just... Yeah, if this third map goes the way that that first minute went, there may be nothing for Jim to contest.
Yeah, definitely, but there's still 2 offense on the side of Ego. I'm not quite sure what they're going to be able to do here. Perhaps Amor's going to run a fast route, but if Ego D's up, they should be able to deal with this quite efficiently.
And Qualm right there pulling out something a little bit different. He actually had the targeting laser out, and he was spotting Amor with it, and he just sort of pointed the laser at him so his team knew where he was, and he calls down an inventory station and goes Infiltrator afterwards. So kind of a new tactic right there, but it kind of gives away your position, although I suppose since he's Infiltrator, it doesn't really matter.
Well, actually, looking at 2 captures coming in, Qualm is on an inf slide and Bowie's on a soldier back low route. Bowie's going to come in first. We're going to see. I hope he clears for Qualm.
And he does.
Get it. Inf grabs are so strong on this map. They're so annoying to deal with. Unfortunately, Qualm is not going that fast. He should just... The point of an inf grab is almost never to get it home, but it's to get it mid. So I really, really hope Ego continues to do that, but has a strong midfield presence, because that's a very, very effective strategy on this map.
Exactly. And yeah, it's that was not the most opportune right there. He was going a little too slow for that to be an actual effective inf grab. You know, keep it under 171 so you don't decloak, but keep it above 150, because that was not very fast, and that was not really going anywhere. Oh, whoops, I need to update this thing.
Yeah, and it looks like Dimitsu is going to be doing the same thing. He's got Reach and Ego on, so it looks like it's going to be similar strats. Pliff is going to actually go meet him. He's actually going to spot Amor too, but it looks like it's going to be double cap for ZFC, running a very similar for what Ego just did, but Amor is almost dead. He's not going to be able to make the grab. It's all going to be on Dimitsu's inf slide, and there's not a terrible amount of clear from ZFC. It's so... we're going to see if...
There are a lot of infiltrators. Dimitsu,
Yep,
Curious George, Amor, they're all here. Amor was not an infiltrator, but Dimitsu was, and he got out with it pretty clean. Cliff is chasing him down here, and they're heading home with this already, and... very
Looks like
nice
he got
chain
chained
out,
or
but
sniped,
he
yeah.
got sniped out by Cliff, or Cliff got sniped out by Chambers, so they are going for the crash here. Schwinn does grab this, and Chambers is just holding on to this, and they are going to get the time to return, and this is going to be cap number 2 right here, unless they can come in and do something. And Bowie does get a drop, but it's not going to be enough, and Amor gets the cap, and it's 2-0 already. So
We're already seeing one bad side effect of having multiple cappers, is that when you have multiple cappers, you're not going to have much presence on their stand, and it's so hard to get E-grabs, and that's why whenever we see a capper get out, it's always really, really bad for Ego.
Exactly. And
Because
yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they are. I mean, like you said, the downside to running this many cappers with, so few clear is that you don't have the presence on the other side if a flag does get out. So you are basically pretty much SOL, and you just have to rely on either your cappers to cut their reach short and get in there in time, or you're very few clear to get in there and prevent the cap from actually going. But looking over here, looks like Amor cratered into something. I'm not really sure what. Did you happen to catch that?
Xanther sniped him, but he actually hit the pole next to the big box, so I've never actually seen a capper hit that before, but...
There's a first time for everything. There is a first time for everything. But looking over here on the ZFZ side, Amor is just starting his route. Cliff is over here doing some good harass. He's starting to get taken down here, and I don't see anyone else. I knew Qualm was coming in from the top up here.
Yeah, Qualm's coming in now. He's stepping on the slide down a soldier, but he's coming into a full stand. Ego really needs to start.
And he does grab it, but he is just splattered all over the stand. And Demitsu here with another inf slide gets out, and he's already through mid. He's already got this thing punted off, and this thing is it's running away for the ZFZ guys. And if they take this as convincingly as they're showing right now, no one has any room to contest this.
Yeah, this choice of strategy is just not going to work for Ego. If they continue to do this, they're just going to straight up lose. If inf grabs are almost always going to get to mid, they will almost never make it home, but because Ego's running multiple cappers, they can't ever react to the inf grabs, because you almost never make an inf stop on the stand. You gotta get lucky with super heavy or a disc, but it's just... Because Ego always runs multiple cappers, they're not gonna be able to react to this. They need to send more people on offense and less people on capping if they're gonna win.
Yep, and it's showing in spades right now just how detrimental this is to them doing this, and this is something of an odd route that Amor is doing. I don't think I've ever seen that variation. It's the same one that you run from the other side, but he actually does get out with it, and he's already through mid, so right now this is just up to his team to escort him in. But Pliff and Qualm are coming in. Pliff may get a knee grab here. He does. He prevents this from going to a fourth cap, but Rhetorist just chains him down with nothing flat. Qualm and Bowie are both coming in, but they're going to time this, and there is cap number 4, and holy crap.
Well, I'm seeing Qualm coming in on that imp slide right now. Actually, no, it's a soldier slide, and he's going to be out. He's only got 134 life, but regardless, this flag is going to go home. He's got a lot of speed.
But you've got Curious George.
Oh, God, he's going to have anyone to meet him. He punts towards the tower. David Bowie is there. He's going to
nice
get
grab.
An MA catch. But Implosions, Kudos is there. He's actually just going to smartly go way away from them, but it is also away from his teammates. But nobody's actually coming from the high, so Bowie is going to stay safe. He's alone up here, but that is okay. As long as the strike isn't able to make a lucky play on him, Ego's going to be fine for now.
Yeah, and at the 18-minute mark, that is pretty much as early as you can get a strike out right there. That is really fast. Demitsu running around doing some harass on this thing, and it is, this early on, this is going to be really, really rough for them. Because here comes the Shrike. Now they have to worry about the Shrike. They've got 5 guys on D here, which is not a good choice. Even though they do have plenty of time, it's something where, the Ego guys really have to change things up, so...
Yeah, even if ZFC doesn't send much offense, the time is ticking down. 4 caps, it's not too bad, but against what's been going on in the course of the game, it's gonna be a long time. Just the flow of the game. I don't know, I don't see this going for Ego.
But at the same time, over here, Vertical does manage to take down Rhetorist, and he gets a punt off to keep it in play, but Vertical's still on this thing, and he does get the return. I mean, just barely gets that, and that was incredibly close right there, but here comes Schwinn, and here comes Demitsu with a Shrike grab, and he gets out with it.
Oh.
Nice save right there.
With the flag's down, Kudos is able to make a play. Nobody from Ego is even looking at the flag, and it's going to get returned, and...
I even
looks
missed
like
that.
Ego got to keep the Shrike. Yeah, but Demitsu actually still has the flag. The Shrike has to make a play. Nobody else is in position to do so. Can he do it? He dukes around the tower,
he gets the cap, and it's 5-0. I mean, they're running, you know, a cap every like minute and 20 seconds here, but this flag does bounce out. Bowie, Qualm, Schwinn, they're all on this thing. This thing may be moving home, and Xanther's just guarding this flag right in the field, but Bowie is getting chained down by Curious George. Just brutal chain right there. And there is Crash coming down the field. Kudos is the closest one on this, and he was going to get it in a fatty.
Yeah, I mean, I think Xanther had the opportunity to put a bolt. Actually, no, it wasn't Xanther, it was a different Pathfinder, but someone was able to get a bolt with the flag up, but he wasn't able to do it in time. So that's a little unfortunate for Ego there. They've had a rough time this game, but I have to say, I'm a little disappointed in Ego. They've been practicing with 5-0 in almost every single scrim on Dry Dock. I've been scrimming them for the past week and a half now, but they just, I don't know, like, for some reason they decided to switch it up. Like, you gotta stick to what you know when it comes to tournaments. Like, that's the #1 advice anyone can give to anyone, is just stick to what you've been practicing.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, you have to wonder if the weight of this map, you know, it being something where the ZFZ guys were going, hey, can we screw around on map 3 and then have them come in and do this, is, you know, psychologically weighing on them, because to have someone say that to you and then...
Oh, he actually got out. There's no one on the stand, but he's actually pretty slow. The tank is unable to get him, but the tank is on the chase, as well as implosions. And there's no one meeting. There's no one meeting, but that means that Bowie may be able to get a punt, but no Nitron. Good Nitron there. Dimitsu's there with the inf. Oh my. Ego, you got it since you guys can meet.
And here comes Amor. He is in, he is out. He gets hit with a mortal partially, and he does still survive, but he's only got 28 health, and Bowie just chains him out right as he's going through. But I have to make a note of this. Curious George is running around in a tank, and this could go either way. This could either go horribly wrong, or this could go hilariously right.
That's the best thing about a tank, dude. It either works beautifully or it doesn't work.
Oh my god! He just nailed Alchemy with, I think that was a mid-air.
Oh man, I'm getting flashbacks to Vash Eriks. I don't know if you remember him. He was way back on Area 51. I believe it was Zoid's brother. He was a very famous tanker, one of the few that was very good at it. And it looks like he's still doing with Schwinn here.
And he's trying to run him over. He's trying to do everything, just juke him around. And man, Curious George is just having a blast with this. But I mean, if you think about this, this is eating up so much of their attention. Right now would be the ideal time for a capper to come in. And Amor is just a little bit slow, so that did not quite pan out.
Like, I know tanks are generally laughed at, but if you think about it, you can't really ignore a tank, and you can't ever just send one person at it. But we see Dimitsu on an imp slide. It looks like, let's see if Schwinn's going to see him. He actually gets a nice Nitron. Stop that play straight up right there, but there's still actually a decent amount on it. I mean, Bowie's there, Curious George and Dimitsu is on it. He punts it. I actually wouldn't have done that. I would have just given it to Curious George, but looks like Bowie's going to get the return.
And on the other side, Qualm tried to get out with an actual jug grab, and he did not manage to go too far with that. He just got chained out horrifically as he was trying to get that thing moving through mid. So the Ego guys are pulling out pretty much everything in the playbook, but as you said, you know, it may be something where sticking to what you know is a better choice, even if you are down, because granted they have stemmed the tide of caps that were flowing from their base, but it's still something where they are down 5 caps and they need to readjust. There's still 13 minutes, almost 14 minutes left in this game. They can still come back from this. It's not completely over.
Like, I know ZFC has an extremely scary defense with Implosions, Rhetorist, and Chambers, but you gotta man up and go for it. You need to send more people on offense to try and deal with their stand. But I'm looking at Qualm coming in from the back low route. He's coming in at Half-Life, actually takes a very risky disc jump there. But Bowie is actually on a low route. He might get his region as a 600 right now.
Yeah, and he does, sure enough, and he is heading through. And Chambers, and oh my gosh, go for the return, go for the return, go for the return. Here he goes, he's going for it, and he does get it right on the stand. That was a little scary right there. That was literally last second. You could not have cut that much closer, and that mortar by whoever that was that managed to kill him on the stand was, you are a god. We'll put it that way.
George is actually out with just a double heavy escort. He's actually back at the base. Oh my lord, how did that actually work? Egoch did not have any chasers. I don't know, I think if they were just gotten caught up doing it. Dimitsu's out on another regrab.
Yeah, and I mean, they're just... ZFZ is just running away with this game in ways that are just wrong. I mean, it's just, it's not something that's even funny. It's just wrong, because... You know, 7-0ing a team like Egocentric is nothing to, you know, just laugh at, because they're not a pushover by any means. The last 2 maps were incredibly close, but they just did not manage to pull it together on this one, unfortunately. Yeah,
I still want to say I think it's just the choice of strategy straight up. I mean, you cannot... I mean, they're basically putting no pressure on Chambers, and I bet 5 times, or actually almost 100% of the time, he's going to kill these 2 low routes that are coming in right now. Like, it's just Qualm and Bowie, they're both pretty low. Chambers should be able to get a snipe.
Yeah, and he does not see Qualm, but he does see Bowie, and, you know, Bowie's already taken 1 hit, it looks like, and he does get sniped out, but Qualm is way, way up in the sky here, and he is coming right over the back. This is
He's
kind
not
of a...
spotted. He's going to get out. I'm calling it right now.
This is kind of unconventional, but, Moore nails him right on the stand. And it looks like Demitsu on the other side was trying to get a good grab as well, but it did not go anywhere for him. And it looks like, you know, these things are just slowly getting whittled down. There's only 1 more cap until it's a cap-out shutout, and that will be pretty brutal right there.
It looks to see Chambers bring out the trash boxing. I see you guys practice a lot.
Yeah, he, you know, at this point, I can't blame him for, you know, saying stuff like that. It's just, you know, you gotta do it. It's tribes, it's competitive, it's all in good fun. Well, at least for us, it's in good fun.
And unfortunately, he's not actually wrong in this circumstance. I mean, I'm friends with a lot of guys in Ego.
Okay, for future reference, oh, Qualm, why did you do that? Oh, that was terrible, I'm sorry.
And Moore just killed himself with an explosive nitron. I thought, like, it looked like he had enough life, but he took one, and he actually just killed himself with it. But we see vertical out with an inf slide. This flag's definitely getting out to mid. We'll see if Ego, Bowie's there, but he doesn't actually get the
he's not going to get to it in time. But I completely lost my train of thought there. I was saying something that I was going to elaborate on, but yeah.
I'm sure it was intelligent.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. It was actually very intelligent. It was that I am sorry for bringing Symtex on my stream, for my streaming night here, because he is just sitting here bad-mouthing the guys that he plays with, and I cannot be held accountable for this. That's what I was going to say.
Oh man, next thing you know, I'm not officially on Ego, but I'm gonna be unofficially cut by Ego at the same time.
Exactly. But look at Demitsu here. He is just he's just going right through mid, and they're just escorting him. Vertical's the only one who can get this. And Curious George is now trying to kill Demitsu to prevent him from getting the cap. And there it is. There it is. 7-0 for ZFC. A very, very commanding win right there, and we will see if we can get the guys in here for interviews, because I want to get their thoughts. Hopefully they will agree to it. I'm sure we'll get at least a couple of the ZFC guys in here. David Bowie's usually kind enough to grace us with his presence, so we will see if they hop in. I am going to kill my game here because I am done being in tribes for the moment, and we will see if they hop in here. But yeah, after the game there, you know, it was very, very brutal. Did I just mix?
Brutal.
That was, I think I just made a new word right there. Beautiful and brutal all at the same time.
I think you just described the player Get Wrecked. I don't know if you're familiar with him from the Pugs.
I do know of him. I believe he is on Texas Militia, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And let's see here. I don't believe we're getting any of the guys in here. I'll ask one more time in IRC. See if we can get someone.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. Sure, like, Ego's almost always good about coming to interviews, but that had to have been a frustrating last game. Like,
yeah.
Just nothing was working for them.
Yeah, it was something that, you know, it really could not have gone any worse, but, you know, there is Bowie. He did come in. So
yep.
We will
He's
have
in the Pupstars channel, if you could drag him in.
God, I hate having to search through things like here.
Oh, good luck. It's in the team channels?
Yeah, it's just I have to drag people all the way across the thing here.
Yeah, I hate how you can't drag, like, and move at the same time and mumble.
Okay, looks like Bowie managed to move himself in. Hey, Bowie, how you doing, man?
Doing well.
So, since we're starting with you here, you know, that the games were the first game was very controversial, so we will start there, with that first cap from Esteban, who was lagging, and, you know, immediately after, you know, that cap happened, you guys asked them to sub them out, and they did sub them out pretty quickly, but, you know, we pushed it to 3 maps just to, you know, kind of what's the word? Make it valid, basically, and
validate.
But yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on things now after having played all 3 maps?
No, they earned it. They earned the win. So that's fair. There's no need for us to contest or anything at this point. So yeah, I'm actually glad that we did that. So there wasn't kind of it didn't come down to a stupid rules thing.
Yeah, and I'm glad for that too. I'm glad that they were willing to actually play the 3rd map and actually go into it with a serious face on it, because I was sitting there kind of pulling my hair out about the whole thing, thinking oh God, did I cost ZFC or Egocentric the win here? What happened? What am I gonna do? And resolving it that way was actually a nice way to have it happen. But yeah, it is unfortunate that it happened the way it did. But I do appreciate both teams being flexible enough to actually do that. And now we are also joined by Demitsu. How you doing tonight, Demitsu? Sorry, I have to. Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, now you're unmuted.
It's alright. I'm doing fine. How are you guys?
I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, I wanted to express my thanks to you guys for being being nice enough to play the 3rd map just to kind of settle things nicely tonight, because that first map, the first cap on the first map was a little sketchy, and I'm not an admin of NA Tribes, but I think this settles it nicely. What are your thoughts on that point?
I was fine with that. Yeah, I heard there was some discrepancies about the first one. I guess because we had Esteban play for a little bit, but he was lagging really bad, so we had Kudos come in afterwards.
Yeah, and that was really what the problem was that he was lagging, and there was basically a cap.
He got a cap
that.
on the first run, yeah. That we couldn't hit at all with any of our guns because he was at 500 ping.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
It was really bad. I was like, oh boy.
We noticed it before the game, and so we thought it might be an issue, but it ended up being, it was really bad. Xanther was like, I'm shooting him, I just can't hit him.
Yeah, and that was something that was it was unfortunate, and the way Symtex and I looked at it was that if the map had to be replayed or anything like that, it basically would have been replayed to best of 1, since it would have essentially been 3-3, and the next cap would have won the map regardless. But yeah, I mean, it was something where I think the first 2 maps showed how close these 2 teams were in skill, and then the 3rd map, I want to direct this at you, Bowie. What happened there? I mean, it seemed like everything you guys had going for you on the first 2 maps just kind of fell through completely, and we're just kind of curious for what your thought process was and what you guys were doing there.
To be honest, I think we were a little flustered from the first 2 maps, and so we were kind of doing dumb things. And it was early in the game, it was oh, this isn't working, we need to run 5 offense because they're running 5 offense or something like that. And so we just ended up doing things that we aren't used to or practiced at all, so it didn't really work out very well.
Yeah, and that's actually what Symtex was saying, was that you guys weren't doing what you would normally be doing here, and we are also joined by Internox here.
Hey.
Hello.
Give me a second, Internox here. And it just seemed like you guys could not get back into your groove after everything that happened, and you guys were just kind of throwing everything that you could. I saw Qualm come out with a jug attempt at one point, and that didn't end very well either. But getting 7-0'd is never a pleasant thing to go through. But
may I ask a question, please?
You may, Internox.
I just got in my apartment 3 minutes ago. My team told me I'm kind of our interview guy, so I came in here. Who won?
You guys did. Effectively 3-0.
Oh.
And it was only supposed to be best of 2, but ZFC and Egocentric were very very giving in terms of their flexibility and how they would do things. So it was handled very well, and I think the ending was good. It showed some some good respect from both teams, and I like to see that from games. So, Internox, you're not going to be able to really add anything to this conversation. I'm sorry.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
What happened in Intronox was we had Esteban capping on the first map, and he was lagging so bad it was pretty much impossible for them to even hit him when he got out. So, Kudos came in his place.
What?
So.
Oh, well,
No,
yeah.
Amor came
It was
in. Had
Amor
Kudos
that
from
came
the
in.
beginning.
Oh, was it Amor?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Amor
Yeah.
did well at capping. He was. A
I
good
would like
capper.
to know why Amor wasn't starting over Esteban to begin with.
There is a good question. Demitsu, would you like to answer?
I'm sorry,
your-
I'm just being mean to Esteban.
It's
He's
it's-
got problems.
It's fine, but yeah,
I'm
sure.
sure Esteban's listening and he's clenching
That's why I
his fist
said
right
it.
now. But no, Esteban has more routes on that map, so that's why.
Yeah, I
chose
noticed
it.
Amor only had one route,
Yeah.
and the one time Xanther finally started to camp it, he just did like some BS route from the other side. Like it was just kind of like a slide. It was really funny.
Yeah, it was very humorous, and once Xanther did wise up to Amor running that one route, it's just like he kind of Amor kind of just bounces off the hills and goes from one to the next and goes, I think this will kind of work. Comes in and just dies horribly. So, yeah, that makes sense why Esteban was in for the first map. But yeah, I do, like I said, I do appreciate that both teams were flexible tonight. It was a little bit of a cluster, and not the best way to start off the playoffs, but it is what it is, and I apologize if there were any misgivings on my part or anything of that nature, you guys.
No, it's all good. I think that what ended up happening worked out fine. I don't think there's any doubt in anyone's mind that ZFC earned the win there, so it's all good now.
Hats off to Ego as well. You guys played well.
Not the last map we did. The last map was pretty bad. I actually killed Xanther when you were coming for that strike grab on our play. Our closest we ever came to capping. Instead of throwing a nitron, I shot a disc at you and it killed Xanther, and then you got out with it. So it cost us a cap there for sure.
David Bowie, #1 TK.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just gonna make this kind of short because I know Symtex has to take off pretty quick here. So Symtex, I'm gonna actually throw shout outs and last words to you first, so you can go ahead and head out.
Just shout out to Egocentric for putting up a pretty good fight in the first two maps, and looking forward to ZFC play later on in the playoffs.
All right, cool. Good
All right.
games. GG's.
Demitsu, why don't you give your shout outs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Shout out to everyone on ZFC that actually showed up.
That actually showed up. Yeah, you'll have to demote Clout under implosions permanently. I know he's watching the stream right now, so hopefully that will make him rage a little bit.
He's out. I think he's on vacation.
Yeah, I know he's in
snowboarding
Canada
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Also, I want to
nonetheless,
say one more shout out if I can.
Go
I want
for
to give
it.
a shout out to Amor. Like he's been so good for so long, but he's like seriously the most underrated player in all of Tribes right now. Like just nobody actually knows how good he is because he doesn't actually play all that much. But now that he's actually on a top tier team, people are gonna really start seeing him shine.
Yeah, he's a little jack of all trades. No doubt
Yeah,
about
he's
that.
so versatile. He's got so many good routes. He's so good at offense. Like he's even really strong LD snipe. He can do basically everything really, really well.
yeah, and I do remember that last time you guys played in the group stage, you actually had to have Amor come in because you had a match on the day of daylight savings, and Esteban did not wake up in time or something of that nature, so you had to have Amor sub in for him and actually get things moving, and he kind of learned all his routes on the fly. So yes, Amor, very, very versatile player, very well done. So Bowie, why don't you go ahead and do your shout outs, say anything you want to say. We're at the end of the stream here, so have at it, man.
All right, well, shout out to Helemar for casting the game, getting this organized, to Symtex for joining Ego. Now that the tournament is over for us, he's officially on our team now, so that's cool.
You might want to hold off on. Sorry to interrupt you. You might want to hold off on that one because
Until you watch the VOD.
yeah, until you
yeah.
watch the VOD, because Symtex started bad mouthing you guys on map 3.
Quiet, 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 quiet.
What a dick.
I know,
What a
seriously.
dick.
That didn't happen.
It's okay, we still love Symtex. And yeah, shout out to ZFC for good games there, and for being good sports about it all. Demitsu's always been a classy dude, and Intronox looks pretty good in sombrero.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh,
Saw that
Jesus.
picture too. I was like, great.
I haven't even seen those pictures yet.
I've seen those pictures. Those
Yeah,
are great
obviously, dude,
pictures.
Everyone's seen those pictures.
Well, okay then.
Way to close it off.
My shout-outs will go to Puppy Kisses because Alcohol is throwing a fit right now, just to shut him up. And, I want to give a shout-out to Curious George, who he was actually the one who I was speaking to when I was trying to mediate all this stuff. So shout-out to him for actually being, reasonable for this whole thing in spite of what happened. So thank you for that. Shout out to you as well, David Bowie, for, also being reasonable with everything. I tried to make things as level across the board as I could without overstepping my bounds, which I probably did anyhow, but, that is that. Shout out to Meatboat, my old team. Love you guys, Clout, Raised Dead, the whole shebang. And this was the first Pro League playoff match for NATL. And if you enjoyed the cast, my stream is going across the top of the stream right now, just sort of going side to side. I do that just so that I can get more followers because I'm a whore. And tune in. We will have another game tomorrow night, which will be another single elimination match between, I believe, Epidemic and Hulags Wins. And then, the rest of the teams, the rest of the matches will also be happening Wednesday and Thursday, and then also next week. And this weekend we'll also be having an Honor Fuser tournament, which if you go to the Any Tribes website, you can sign up for that. It's a team of 2. I believe you can have like 5 people signed up or something of that nature, and you can get involved in all this. Play some tribes, have some fun, and keep watching, guys. And if you're new to it, come play.
All right.